This is Dr. Tamer Sbai from Princeton University. One more time, I'm going to present my course learning outcome, program learning outcome assessment tool. Uh, as an instructor, usually we face problems dealing with how to assess at the end of the program, how to assess the individual student and his response in the course learning outcome and the program learning outcome. And in many institutions, it's not unified. In many institutions, you will find many worksheets that you have to fill here and there. In many institutions, you have to fill a lot of sheets or a lot of table. Some of the institutions are using still using manual tools. That's why we have this very nice automated tool that can help all the instructors using or dealing with the course learning outcome and the program learning outcome at the end of the course. As I told you, it's a very easy tool, so the instructor just need to access and then input his information and the course information, and in the next matrix, the instructor need to list his CLOs. One is related to the knowledge CLO, two is related to the skills CLO, and the three is about the value CLO as per the NCAA. And here are the program learning outcome or student outcome, and this is the regular map between the course learning outcome and the program learning outcome that we usually at the beginning of the course we develop. And at the end of the course, we should have some surveys about the satisfaction of students per each course learning outcome. This is where we have to put these surveys. This is out of 5. Of course, we can customize this out of 5 to be out of 3 or out of 10, depends on the institution. Once enter this information, the instructor needs just to copy and paste the grades of the student, the name of the student, and the grades per each student in this table. Just straightforward copy and paste from any other Excel sheet. And here, for example, this is the quiz number 1. Quiz number 1, the second student got 7 out of 10, and this 10 is 5% of the 100% of the course. Another example, for example, in the final exam question number 2, it was out of 5, and this student got 3 out of 5, and this 5 is 10% of the whole course. One more example is, for example, this one. This is the midterm exam number 2, question number 2, and this student got 6 out of 10, and this 10 is 4% of the whole course. Just straightforward like this. And then here we have to map our assessment tools, quiz 1, quiz 2, and final exam and all this stuff to the course learning outcome. One mean that it's mapped, leave it empty mean that it's not mapped. That's all. It's just an easy task like this. And one more thing, here we are assessing the direct assessment of student, and here we are assessing the indirect through surveys. One more assessment that some institution need is using rubric. And if you are using rubrics, it's just easy like this. Which program learning outcome you are assessing. Yeah, for example, I'm assessing program learning outcome number 1, and those are the grades of the student based on my rubric. If you have one more learning outcome to assess, it can be here, like for example 1, 2, 3, and so on. 3, 3, 2. As you can see, if you are whenever you are entering the number, the grade here is changing, and also the color is changing. This is dependent on the rubric assessment. So above expectation is 3 out of 3, and meet expectation is 2 out of 3, and 1 is developing expectation. We don't want to say that it's below the expectation, and 0 is the right below expectation. So here we are assessing the direct, indirect, and rubric. Okay, that's fine. Well, what's the output? The other output is here. Here you can see each student and his performance for the individual course learning outcome and his performance for the individual program learning outcome. And if this performance is below a certain threshold, this means that the number will be in red. Once the number is in red, this means it's below the 70%, for example. Well, what else that we can see? We can also report about this. For example, we can just press here and print. You will print this nice report, which have the first of all the logo, and the institutional logo should be here, and then the course name, course information, professor information, and the assessments that you entered and the number of students in this class. And as you can see here, the direct assessment of the course learning outcomes, the indirect assessment of the course learning outcomes. Any number below a certain threshold, here for example it's 70, it will be in red. And the mapping with this to the program learning outcome, this is the result as well for the program learning outcome, direct and indirect. And the result of the rubric is in here. And of course, a nice figure about the program learning outcome and how this class is working or is achieving toward the program learning outcome. Of course, this report can be customized to any format. We can add whatever the institution need. We can remove whatever the institution doesn't need. After filling in the sheet for each individual course, all these courses can be collected together to have a final result of the whole program, and having this nice report at the end. Here we have the logo of the logo of the tool, and then the program name, whatever the name is, and the semester, the number of courses used for this semester, and the average direct and the average indirect. And here we have the program learning outcomes and the result of each individual uh, uh, program learning outcome based on the results coming from the individual courses. And here the number of assessment that we used for each program learning outcome. Of course, there are a lot of information that we can obtain from here. There are a lot of other information that we can add. We can customize the report at the end, and here nice graph about the achievement of the individual program learning outcome based on the courses. And also we involve in this report the student outcomes or the program learning outcome that were assessed during the rubric. And here are the rubric results at an average of the 22 courses. And we can just very easy print like this, and you will get the final report. The good thing about here is that the instructor can only print. The instructor doesn't have any access to any of these cells. About the advantage of using this tool, as we can see, it's unified, just straightforward, easy, and it can be customized. It can be connected to the database of the institution. It can be connected for the individual courses in just one spreadsheet, in just one file. And you can assess the achievement of the course learning outcome starting from the student level, the course level, the program level, and even the institution level. We can expand to the institutional level. That's all for this tool, and hope it can be used more and more in the future.